Welcome back to the 3 Count Out podcast, the podcast with the hottest Super Bowl drinking game of this past weekend. A lot happened this weekend, and a lot happened this past week over in Las Vegas. I'm Era V1.
I'm just a big girl with big dreams of poisoning the Midwest. Hi, I'm Jackal.
I'm Mike. I'm here. I'm having fun. And joining us after 2 seemingly very, very long weeks, we finally have Fire Guy Kev again.
He's back. Back from the dead.
Yes, I am indeed back. And excited to talk
Back
about
harder than ever.
Yeah. Hey, Kev, you're a Mahomie. You should be proud.
Big Mahomie. Not as big of a homie as Omosi, but...
Resident Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce expert, Fire Guy Kev. That is what he is going to be bringing to the table tonight. Because boy, oh boy, after Twitter last night, I'm excited.
Yeah, I took like 14 shots last night during the drinking game. So,
is that all?
Yeah, I figured you were going to be like in the hospital instead of on this call today. I'll be honest.
Well,
what were the rules for that?
So the rules were anytime they showed Taylor Swift on screen, you had to take a shot. That was the rule.
Oh, that's a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off kind of slow.
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing.
It kind of snowballed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that like we went up to the first half. I got through the whole first quarter without one shot.
God damn.
And then we got up to the first half, and I had like 2 or 3, and then by the end of the game, I was deep.
Just like how they got through the whole first half with only a single touchdown.
I did notice the last 2 minutes they showed her probably 5 times. They just kept cutting back to her in those last 2 minutes.
I had to refill. Yeah.
The people are revolting. The Super Bowl's not enough to keep them entertained. Even the SpongeBob and Patrick VTubers aren't really doing enough because there's nothing fucking happening on the field. What should we do? Quick, to the Taylor Swift cam.
But I loved that Patrick Starr was just roasting people. And Dora the Explorer was explaining what the fuck a safety was. That was great.
Honestly, thank God for the Nickelodeon or SpongeBob thing or whatever it was, because so much more enjoyable than the actual game itself. By far.
I was okay until they started singing the freaking map song. I was like, no, this is not bad. And then they started singing that stupid I'm the map. I was like, I'm out. I'm done.
Mike, known Dora the Explorer hater. Big old Blue's Clues fan over here.
I hope Dora gets fucking lost.
Damn.
I hope her map gets wet. She can't use it anymore.
Just saying, if you were to tell me before the Super Bowl that Christian McCaffrey would drop a fumble and Patrick Starr would be roasting him saying, you have to firmly grasp it up in the fucking stands, I would have said, whatever you're having, I'll have double. That sounds like a fever dream, and it actually fucking happened last night.
It was very entertaining the more drunk I got. Let me tell you, so I want SpongeBob and Patrick to just give commentary on everything. I saw some people on Twitter talking about having them do it for elections and shit. That's what I want. I want people getting slimed on national television.
Fuck.
I mean, I feel like dumbasses should just get slimed whenever they do something.
SpongeBob and Patrick, right?
Yeah, whenever they do something completely somebody swerves, hits another car in traffic, they get slimed. I think that's just how it should be.
Wrestlemania, you feed me a 4-man team of Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Patrick Starr, baby.
Pat and Pat.
Oh, the Pat and Pat connection. Oh my God.
Listen. I said at the end of the night, 14 shots, Patrick Starr MVP, # Super Bowl. So I'm all about Pat and Pat. I'll take that combo.
Listen, Vince isn't there anymore. Hunter knows what the kids want. Hunter has daughters. He knows what SpongeBob is. I guarantee you, Vince says, Sponge what? He lives in a pineapple. That's such good shit.
What about the
I'm
squirrel?
gonna name my next dildo after that.
Sometimes the squirrel wears a bikini. I'm in.
SpongeBob Dick Pants. I got it.
Oh, God.
Regardless, the nautical sea creatures were never the main event for the Super Bowl that just happened in Las Vegas, as finally, in my opinion, I'll save it for in a minute because everybody else has got time to talk too. Finally, the San Francisco 49ers go down yet again in the playoffs to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs as they defeat the 49ers to a final score of 25-22. One of the more odd football scores that we've ever had. Regardless, Patrick Mahomes gets his third Super Bowl ring in 5 years.
First team to go back to back in 20 years?
Yeah, since Tom did it in 04-05.
Yeah. Tom Jr., go figure.
What's the ratio of 49ers losing it?
Ooh, well, they were there this year. They lost to the Chiefs. They were there in 2020, and they lost to the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They were there in 2012, and they lost to the Ravens in the Harbaugh. Anything past that point, I was a child and I don't really remember. All I know is that the last time they won a Super Bowl was around the same time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, and I'm starting to notice a pattern here.
I thought they were a dynasty. Don't they have like 6 wins or something?
Oh, no, they do, but they all came between the years of 1970 and 1990.
Oh. Okay, I felt better about rooting for them last night, which makes it even more upsetting that Patrick Bitches-a-lot won again.
Yep.
All right.
But he ran the ball twice.
Oh.
Twice.
And then
he doesn't run it at all. He used his legs.
I know, my goodness.
Patrick Mahomes runs like a thumb from fucking Spy Kids.
That's such a good reference because I actually can see that.
Patrick Mahomes last night had the biggest touchdown drought of his entire career. He threw like 16 or 17 passes without a touchdown. So we were seeing a historic low for Patrick Mahomes last night, and he still fucking won it.
I'm just saying the fact that Jawan Jennings had a better quarterback performance than both Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy, that fucking says a lot, dude. I think Jawan Jennings' QBR was like a solid 113 or something like that.
Dude, I think the entire first half of the game last night says a lot. Like, anybody else up there would have been great. Like the Lions, if they were up there, would have been amazing. Would have been perfect. Would have shut him out.
Based off of what you guys saw last night, was the very low-scoring game a really good defense, or just did the offense on both teams just shit the bed?
I mean, the beginning of that game was a defensive ass whooping. I mean, for the first time, I think ever, both of those running backs dropped a fumble and lost it. Not just dropped it, but lost it. Which, both of them are notorious for holding on to the damn ball for their dear life. And all of a sudden it's like, well, whoopsie daisy, they both dropped it. How nutty. And, the announcers were kind of like, well, wow, they both dropped it. Crazy. But it's like, well, yeah, that doesn't happen ever. So it really showed that either both offenses were just so jacked on nerves that they were playing like shit, or both defenses were bringing their A game. And it seemed like it was the latter at the beginning of the game, at least.
Okay.
Regardless, to me, in my opinion, it still just felt like everything was really, really, really sloppy. Like, yes, sure, it was still, kind of a defensive juggernaut battle in the first quarter, but it still doesn't change the fact that, it's not like they were doing anything too super crazy. They were beating the offense just as much as the offense was beating themselves, in my opinion. And seeing that and just knowing how the Niners played against the Lions and against the Packers, where it took a comeback for them to win both of those games. And of course, it took the second half of the game again for their starting quarterback to actually get a touchdown on the board, I think says a lot more than people realize. But regardless, the Lions beat one of them. The Lions were half away from beating the other. I think America wanted to see the Lions there. I am so sick of these fucking 49ers fans thinking that the world and odds are stacked against them, even though they have the fucking Avengers of football. I said it last week, I'll say it again. And I'm glad they lost. I'm glad they lost. There's two dynasties going back to back in a very kind of mediocre Super Bowl, and I hope that this matchup does not ever happen again.
Well, you want to talk about sloppy and being a mediocre Super Bowl. Let's talk about the fact that apparently the 49ers had no fucking clue how overtime operates. They didn't know the overtime rules. Like, what do you mean?
What happened?
Because so the playoff, overtime is different in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. In the playoffs, both teams get an opportunity to possess, even if the first possession results in a touchdown. So you both get the opportunity to hold the ball. So they just didn't, I guess, understand that. And like even the referee kind of explained it a little bit weird when they went up to go do the coin toss for overtime, because they do another coin toss. The referee was like, and we're going to start a brand new game. And even commentary was like, well, not really. Hold on. That's not a great way to explain it. So, but like either way, I don't know how you as a player, like you are a professional football player. Like this is what you do. It is your job to know the game. Like you have one thing that you have to know inside and out. So like, I don't understand how you as a player could be in that situation and not know. I understand how us sitting on the couch at home that don't play football, how we could get into that situation and go, well, why is it different? And then commentary has to explain it to us. Fucking, if SpongeBob can tell me how it's different, then the 49ers can understand how it's different. Like, I'm sorry. They are professional football players. You need to understand the only fucking game that you need to play.
In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter regardless, because the fact that they got a field goal means the Chiefs would have gotten the ball back no matter what. If they would have scored a touchdown and then the Chiefs would have gotten the ball back to have an opportunity to march down the field to tie the game, then sure, I can see where that argument would come into play. It's like, okay, well then we would have done this differently. We would have done this differently. Yeah, I get that. But the fact that you walk down the field and sure, you didn't understand the rules of the overtime, I get that, but you kicked a field goal. If the overtime rules were never changed, the Chiefs were going to get the ball back regardless, because you need a touchdown to win in overtime. And with that being said, it kind of makes me appreciate Dan Campbell that much more, because if I'm inside the 20 in overtime in the fucking Super Bowl, I'm in the red zone and a touchdown is going to put away the game, I'm kicking a fucking field goal in the fucking red zone? Are you out of your fucking mind? Really? Like, I understand Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of the field. I get that. But if you get a touchdown, it doesn't fucking matter. Sure, the new rules fucking change, but Jesus, man, he was so adamant about going for it on all of these fourth down conversions so much earlier in the game, but then all of a sudden you get to overtime. Let's be safe. Let's kick a field goal. Our defense will stop them. Our defense will do that. It just makes no sense to me, and I would like to just send out a formal apology with that in mind. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions fans everywhere, I rescind my anger for the play calling. I appreciate the gamble. I know the gamble did not pay off, but I'm glad I can finally say my coach has a bigger set on him than Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers.
Damn right.
What amazing growth.
I can't even believe it.
There was so much growth.
Kevin Dan, and all of the lines.
So what do you guys as Lions fans watching in the postseason? Because as an Eagles fan, we're doing those coaching changes. The only person that's confirmed right now is Vic Fangio coming on as the defensive coordinator. But there's probably going to be some offensive coordinator changes as well. But we're just watching those coaching changes. You guys being Lions fans and already getting to that point, where do you guys think you have to refine, Yeah,
it's nice that, Ben Johnson, again, people were like, well, we want him as our head coach. And he's like, maybe. And then he's just like, nah, go fuck yourselves. I'm a Lion, bitch. Like, he's done that 2 years in a row, and it's hilarious every time. Mm-hmm. And he's sticking around. So kudos to him. Because I'm sure he's not making the biggest money in the world. He'd probably make millions more as a head coach, but he's sticking around. Our team doesn't really need much in the way of like additional coaches or new coaches. I think the group we have there is probably good as long as they can be like, Dan, listen, once in a while, you can kick a field goal. Just once in a while. You don't have to do it all the time. Once in a while to win a game, go nuts. But we definitely need help on defense, offensive line. Now that some of the people might be leaving, we need help there. We need depth. Otherwise, somebody's going to get hurt again, and we're just going to be Swiss cheese, and Goff is going to get Stafforded. He's just going to get his ass beat. But, I mean, if they make some good draft picks, I again think, we get whoever we can to oppose Aiden Hutchinson, just so we have some type of rush that can actually do something. Because once you stop him, we don't have much going on. But it's a team that is still great. All it takes is a few more key pieces, and it'll be even better.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Wow, bravo, my good. I think a spot on the GM board just opened up for you. Bravo. Mr. FGK?
I'd take it.
I couldn't have said that even any better. But I will say, I'm going into this next season exactly how I went into this season. Because at the end of the 2023 season, when we won those back 5 games or whatever it was, and we actually saw the Lions playing well, I was super excited. Now, after this season, I'm going in, honestly, extremely excited. The fact that Ben Johnson's sticking around makes me think that he doesn't want to leave as, nothing less than a Super Bowl winning coach, and then he'll go somewhere. So I'm excited for the season. I have zero doubts. Honestly, the only thing that worries me is I would really like to keep our young rookies and hopefully maybe not blow our draft. And that's about it.
I think the one thing that I'm going to be paying attention for the most is probably the San Francisco 49ers TikTok of that one girl who likes to constantly record her dad just being a 49ers fan, and all of a sudden they're fucking internet celebrities for it, and everybody's making these sad edits online just because of this some random ass dude didn't win his 7th fucking Super Bowl, and that makes no ungodly sense to me. You're supposed to sit here and tell me that I'm gonna feel sympathetic for a man who's flexing with 5-6 Super Bowl rings? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm supposed to feel bad for this man, this old man who's been a fan of a perennial juggernaut of a team? You want me to feel sympathy for this fucking person? No! Fuck that guy! He's just a normal-ass dude with a daughter who has a phone and a fucking internet connection. He doesn't do anything funny. He doesn't do anything fucking special. Fuck that guy! Jesus, I'm gonna be watching all the Niners fans on fucking suicide hotlines this fucking offseason. That's the one thing I'm gonna be watching. Them, Rams, and Vikings are gonna be the games that I'm looking forward to next year, because I'm gonna be running my mouth.
I am so excited for the Viking, those exact same fan base. Oh, especially Vikings. I don't know why. I am so excited to beat them and just see all this shit all over again.
With that aside, the off-season stuff has pretty much been hit by Mike. We need to the offense perfectly fine. Keep it the exact way it is. All we need to do is just keep a couple pieces on the offensive line who only got 1-year deals. I believe Jonah Jackson, Graham Glasgow, those guys we need to re-sign. Everybody keep it the same. We extend Jared Goff. Hopefully he's smart enough to take a fucking team-friendly deal, because I don't really feel like paying him that much. I understand he took us to the NFC Championship, but at the same time he didn't take us to the Super Bowl, so you don't need Super Bowl money, but I'm just saying.
Keep your expectations
He
real.
didn't do that by himself. He did it within a winning team that I'd like to pay.
Absolutely, yeah. But there are much smarter people out there on the internet who know how to do the contract restructuring and all that shit, and unfortunately I'm not one of them.
I'm not smart. I don't got it.
The biggest thing that we need to do is essentially just work on the defense the entire offseason, and I'm not going to be that upset about it. We need defensive line help to get Hutch some fucking assistance. And we need a QB1 or CB1, sorry, not QB1, just a number one cornerback, someone who can actually cover. I'm okay with Cam Sutton. I'm fine with him as long as he just is a quarterback 2. So I keep saying quarterback, good lord. Cornerback 2 and not a cornerback 1. My pick for the draft, Kool-Aid McKinstry. An amazing name, an amazing corner.
Oh my God,
and as long as we just... Oh, yes, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
That's
hell yeah,
awesome.
dude.
Mm-hmm. So if we start saying we're drinking the Kool-Aid, you know what I mean?
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
He's slated to be gone long before we get to him.
Mike, a girl
Just
is
on
allowed
name
to have
alone.
hope. Okay.
Just on name alone.
That is true.
First round.
And then just defensive help. That's it. Defensive help. We just beef up the defense. Aaron Glenn's staying. Ben Johnson's staying. All the coaching is still there. Just defensive help. Our offense is one of the best in the fucking league, and we will be okay.
So from my outside point of view, I don't know the game as well as I should. So when I look at things, it's very, very basic, very bland. Is there a position or anything? I feel like our biggest weakness every time is if the quarterback can move on his feet and run, we will never catch him, and we have never caught him. Is that a position that we can like hire for?
Yeah, so that's technically you want 2 DNs. They can consider them DNs or edge guys. 2 people that can contain, that set up a perimeter for the quarterback, so the quarterback can only go forward and backward. He can't go side to side. Right now, we technically only have, sadly, 1 of those. That being said, another one on the other side would help. Another interior lineman would help, because you basically want to set up a wall so he has no choice but to throw.
Okay.
And he can't get that. I don't know if you heard it last night. They talked about that a lot with Patrick Mahomes, where they were talking about how Joey Bosa has to really not go in. He has to stay wide. Otherwise, you let a quarterback that's good on their feet move. And it kind of, as soon as you let a quarterback start moving, you screw up your whole game.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of defensive line work, and then being able to have DBs that can actually stop a wide receiver instead of just looking back and going, "Wow, he runs fast."
He's going far away from me.
And look at him; he runs so much better than I do. Yeah, I mean, being able to have a cornerback, a safety that you can trust, big deal.
Okay. I feel like that's the one thing that I was thinking, but I don't actually know what that position would be called or anything like that. But that would be my draft pick or train this year. But like I said, I look at it at a very rudimentary level. So if you guys need to hire a good draft pick this season, what would make you smile? What are you looking forward to?
Realistically, anything on the defense. First round, defensive help, regardless.
Okay.
I don't care position. D-line, linebacker, cornerback, whatever.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I figured it was going to be defense. Who's our main guy? Who's Art Kelsey?
Laporta.
Sam Laporta?
Oh, your center.
No, the other Kelsey, center, yeah.
Frank Ragnow.
Oh, Frank Ragnow?
Frank
the fucking tank.
Is he sticking around?
Yes, he said he is not retiring. He is not on, his contract is not up, so we don't have to worry about paying him. The 2 that we got to worry about paying is Panay and Amon-Ra.
We have to pay Amon-Ra.
They are up for money.
We have to pay Amon-Ra.
Well, and
Panay.
Frank is one of the few people that have been through all of it with the team. He has seen the lows, he's seen the highs, and now that he has this team, he's one of those people, he's like, I want to win. He's like, I think we can. I'm sticking around. I want to win.
Same thing with Taylor Decker.
Yeah, and that's awesome to see, because that's the first time in Lions history where we've really had people like that, where all of a sudden they're like, no, fuck it. I want to be here. I don't want to be anywhere else. Give me a Super Bowl.
I saw a little tweet come out today, the day of recording, February 12th. I tagged the podcast in it, and so I know Era's about ready to know what I'm talking about. There was an article produced, or not really an article, but at least a graphic produced by the NFL on Fox, and it is the top 10 teams going into 2024. Yeah. I will start at the bottom and work my way up. Would you guys? We'll go in order. We'll make this a fun little segment. The number 10 team, real quick, throw out some guesses. Number 10.
I'm going to go on record of saying I'm not going to guess because I've seen it.
Kevin and Mike.
Packers.
I was going to say Bears.
The number 10 team they have going into 2020, this 2024 season is the LA Rams.
Really?
Okay,
So,
makes sense.
Okay.
Puka Nacua going into his prime. Aaron Donald supposedly still sticking around. Sean McVay still sticking around. Matt Stafford.
Cooper Kupp still sticking around.
Still going. Cooper Kupp still there. They got a lot of good pieces. They had a really good D-line draft, so that's going to be a scary team moving forward. The number 9 team. Quick guess.
Let's go with the New York
Texans.
It is for our resident little Ohio boy himself. They have the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland
as the
Browns.
ninth best team going into 2024.
Higher, like top 5.
Because I realistically can see that, because the only reason they didn't make it as far as they did this year is because of all the injuries and the fact that they're going to be getting those pieces back with the defense that they had. They're going to be in a prime position.
Well, and
Going to be strong.
They need one thing, one really, really important thing.
A quarterback who's not a sex offender?
Oh.
Well, yeah, or a piece of shit person. Yeah.
That too. No, not Joe Flacco.
Oh, who?
He's just old. Deshaun Watson.
He just needs to take his medication.
He has his old man bedtime. You saw what happened when Flacco played late games. He threw
they just need to give him the 3:00 kickoff.
Kevin's like, what the fuck did Joe Flacco do?
It's like, what did he do in these past few weeks I didn't hear about?
Got wild in Cancun.
Apparently.
The number 8 team going into next year. Take a guess.
I'm now going to take the Packers.
Jaguars.
How about them Cowboys? Dallas Cowboys, number 8, which makes sense. They're kind of just perennially good, but clearly not good enough to win a playoff game. So it makes sense. I could see them being decent next year.
I don't care how good they are. I am looking forward to the entire fan base losing their shit at losing their first playoff game next year again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like when the Cowboys suck. It makes me happy.
And of course, for what feels like the 3rd year in a row, the Lions are traveling back to Dallas to play another game there, which is odd that the scheduling worked out that way, but it is what it is.
Rigged.
The number
Old
17.
script.
Take a guess.
I'm going to say the Ravens.
I think the Ravens are going to be higher. I'm going to say either the Texans or the Jaguars again. I don't know.
That is for our host, the hometown boy. It is the Birds at number 7.
Birds.
I'd have put them higher. Man.
We're higher than the Cowboys. That's all that matters, baby. We'll make those coaching changes. We'll prove this chart wrong, but no matter what, we're better than Dallas. That's all that matters.
Because there's not a lot of spots left, and there's a lot of teams to claim those spots. The number 6 spot, give me a guess.
Give me Steelers.
Hold on, I'm doing math.
Pulling out the abacus.
Now I'm taking the Texans.
It is the Buffalo Bills.
Really?
Fuck, I forgot about them. I didn't even...
Don't worry.
So
the rest of America forgot about them as well, too. Don't worry. You're
Except
not
for that
alone.
one time they got a snowy game.
Mm-hmm. Which, again, makes sense. You know, they're just one of those teams who are consistently good in the regular season, and when it comes to the postseason, they just find a way to piss it away. So I do think changes in Buffalo are more than likely going to happen, because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's verging on insanity in Buffalo, and I do think some change is definitely needed. But regardless, we won't see for about another month until free agency starts. And going into the top 5, the number 5 team. Who do you think they have?
I really want to put them as the top 3, but I'm gonna be base. I know they're in there. Say the Lions top 5. I want to put them higher, but I'm not sure about the America.
You're checking the bias. I appreciate that.
Now, real quick, does the Super Bowl team automatically make you number 1 or no?
If you want me to just like spoil it, yes. The Super Bowl teams are 1 and 2.
That's what I thought. So I'm going to go Ravens.
The first correct
Now it's
pick
gonna be the fucking
of the little
Texans.
game has there it is the Ravens in the 5 slot. Good
There
job.
it is.
I see that. I see that too. That fits.
Which makes sense. They're returning a lot of pieces, but at the same time, they're also losing some as well, as I do believe their defensive coordinator is getting shipped out to Los Angeles to help out the other Harbaugh brother, I believe. Or I could be mistaken with that one. Oh, he is?
I believe you're correct.
I'm correct. Okay, so yes, they are losing people, so...
But still strong. Still strong.
It's still a very, very strong team going forward. The number 4 team, which is honestly the shock of this graphic, in my opinion, take a guess.
You said it's a shock?
Shock.
God. Who had a middling season, I would guess? I don't know, Buccaneers.
Oh, that's a good guess. Now I would probably put either the Packers or the Texans. Both those teams are so good, and so like the fact that they're not even top 10 is kind of criminal.
This one goes to the Packers. They think the Packers are the 4th best team going in next year.
The way they ended the season, they show so much promise. Yeah.
They ended it real hot.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers never came back in the season, did he?
No. Yeah, he's still on the Jets injured reserve. So the Packers won that trade for sure.
My God, he's Jets.
And
he's the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's on the Jets now. He's also about ready to go to court with Jimmy Kimmel.
Nice.
The number 3 team, gentlemen, the last team left before the Niners and Chiefs.
It's got to be the
Lions.
There it is. The Detroit Lions are the 3rd best team going into next year, according to the NFL on Fox.
I might be bandwagoning next year.
Number 1 and number 2 are your literal Super Bowl contenders, I will take 3rd spot.
Second is the Niners.
Take 3rd.
Second is the Niners. First is the Chiefs.
Well, and let's be honest, the only reason the Chiefs are number 1 is because they play the best playoff football, right? Mm-hmm. They don't play like their regular season was ass. They played just enough to win enough games to get into the playoffs. Like it was a garbage season.
That's all you got to do. You just got to get there, and then once you're in the playoffs, it's like start over. Now's the time to kick it into gear.
It's a different ball game to make it to the playoffs. So there we go. That is a little look from the professionals who actually get paid to talk about this shit as the top 10 looks of the teams going into next season. And the 3 Con and Out podcast has 3 out of the 10 teams are represented in there, baby. I'll take it.
Pretty nice. That is nice.
Take it.
I want to say this real quick. It's nice, again, being the old fart, quote unquote, of the group. It is nice to finally have that fucking team where all of a sudden people have to watch out for that team because they could win a Super Bowl if they want to. Like, still hearing that is so surreal and wild because my whole life it's been, oh, look, there's the Lions. Well, that's a win. We're going to win that game. We don't even have to put it on TV, and now all of a sudden it's watch out for the Lions.
But contenders will come for you.
Yeah.
Well, you know who else is a contender?
I love every second.
You know who else is a contender, boys? Cody Rhodes is a contender for WrestleMania 40 because at Vegas, there was the WrestleMania Press Conference, and holy shit, what a press con. I didn't really think it would be worth watching. I saw the clips. Holy shit. I mean, now we know that Cody's finally going to finish the story. I think that because they showed that like family tree of like the Rock's family and how everyone's related, on that tree, they put the Rock's Samoan name. He apparently at some point was actually made a Samoan high chief. I think that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is going to actually happen at WrestleMania 41. And I am so excited because what I think is going to happen is I think this next year, I think we're going to have Rock on the roster. I don't think he's going to be back full time, but I think he's going to be on the roster, and having him around WWE and now knowing that we're getting the heel Rock run that we should have gotten in fucking 2003 or whatever, I am all about it. At this point, I'm glad that the NFL is over because this has all of my attention.
I'm not going to sit here and think that this is the original plan they had, because I genuinely don't think they expected that Dwayne was going to get booed as much as he did. And this
they definitely tucked tail.
Certainly a very, very, very good backup plan, because similar to Era, am very invested now, because the fact that they can just have all credit where credit is due. Dwayne being the phenomenal performer that he is. Well, I don't know whether business acumen or not. I won't speak on that too much. The fact that he can just be like, okay, I'm not getting cheered. Let me just, all right, Hollywood Rock time, motherfucker. Like, that's smart. Him going on McAfee and talking about the Cody crybabies and shit.
It was great.
Holy hell. That was about as entertaining can get, man.
And I mean, you want to talk about the look of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being pissed off at you. Holy shit. He made Roman Reigns look like Solo Sikoa. He like, dude.
It looked like the son out with his steroided up dad is what it looked like.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. It's gonna be fucking crazy. If he's running around as a bloodline enforcer, whenever he shows up, someone's getting fucked up. Like, there's no way in hell they're booking him to look weak either, because he's not going to show up all the time. He's going to be like, he's just going to be kind of around, so like it's going to be wild. He looks like I said it last week, he's on so many steroids. He looks like a fucking monster. I hope that he actually gets natty so he doesn't die while he's trying to wrestle, but whatever.
Did you see them when they were leaving? Like, Roman walks like a normal human being, and then The Rock's arms are like a foot and a half away from his body on both sides because he can't lower his arms any. Yeah, like it literally looks like a professional bodybuilder against like a guy that does CrossFit on Tuesdays.
Because all he does is work out.
It was insane, and I loved it.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that. Also, I think somebody in WWE listens to our podcast, because while we're talking about Roman Reigns, last week on SmackDown, they showed Braun Breaker talking to Paul Heyman. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, I fucking said that very same thing. Hold on a minute. So WWE, I'll take my royalty checks. Listen, I applied to be a WWE creative writer. I went on Indeed and hit that easy apply button. It doesn't matter if I work in an entirely different field, but I submitted the application. So they can just go ahead and hit accept. I'll take my royalty checks through payroll. It's all good.
Hell yeah.
I did look on Indeed because I get very bored at work sometimes.
Yeah.
WWE has a current position opening for a writer.
That's what I applied to. Yeah.
You too?
Yeah. I put it in on the
storylines. Yeah, I'd see you guys getting hired.
I mean, listen, listen, when you like it or whether you liked it or not, back when Vince was running the company, I could book a pay-per-view and I could pick out every single thing that was going to happen. I went call for call 2 Royal Rumbles ago. Like, I'm good,
Okay, Mr. Writer Man, let me ask you this then. Where does Seth Rollins get involved with all this? Because he was very heavily featured in that little presser, a lot more than I thought he was going to be.
Seth Rollins is it's unfortunate for Seth Rollins because he's in a position where the Royal Rumble was for the main event spot at WrestleMania, not necessarily for one of the championships. I mean, obviously that was going to be the case, but the way that they phrased it, he's inherently being put into one of those spots where he's now a co-main event. And I'm sorry, in my mind, co-main event means listen,
not the main event.
Yeah, they went, listen, you're good, but you're not them. We'll put you on and we'll tell people, oh, they're definitely the main event. But I mean, let's be honest. We're all watching for Cody versus Roman. And I'm going to be honest, I'm watching for Bayley versus EO because I'm digging the Bayley face run again. It's about damn time we got her back. So I'm loving everything that's going on.
Like, unless they decide to do something fucking wacky, they pretty much softball pitched us into we're going to see Seth versus Drew again.
Yeah, and Drew will probably win.
Because I mean, they're doing this giant thing for the Elimination Chamber, and who was the first person to win? Drew.
Yeah. He needs
so it's
something
like, wow,
at this point.
Gosh, I wonder who's going to win the Elimination Chamber.
I'm like
Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, it's going to be Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God!
I can't say
He's
that.
Gonna pee on he's going to get everybody's pee and be happy or whatever it is.
I thought it was poop.
Pee-pee.
Or was poop John Laurinaitis?
What?
Oh yeah. Hey, you weren't here for the lawsuit stuff.
No, the poop
That's
was
right.
Vince,
I forgot you've been in the playoff trenches in a bar or whatever.
Brock was pee.
I didn't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know what you're talking about in terms of this.
John Laurinaitis was into poop play, and Brock Lesnar's into pee play. Allegedly.
According to documents.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Just based
I
off
don't know.
of it, I could see it. It makes sense. I feel like he's like, piss on me like an elk. Okay, Brock. Like, I can see it, you know?
I need to be covered in it when I go hunting.
Yeah, he definitely does that and then goes hunting. It's like, it'll
cover my scent.
Do you think he does that little voice crack scream that he does? Do you think he's just down there and he's like,
pterodactyl pissing? Me and Brock Lesnar, you look like a piss guy.
How much pee did he have to drink to get the tractor?
At least 2. Oof. At least 2 pee.
I'm sorry, how much pee did he allegedly have to drink to get the tractor?
I plead the fifth.
You want to talk about allegedly? Let's talk about allegedly. Not so much allegedly at all. Very, very, very blatantly obvious. Mercedes Mone showing up to AEW in Boston, Massachusetts. The not so subtle graphic. Yeah, no way.
We're gonna call it big business with the dollar signs because we're
big
so
business,
clever.
And we're gonna spell Boston $BO $TON.
Jesus.
About damn time though.
First we have Tony Khan come out looking like an android again with his weird face gestures. His facial expressions terrify me and give me nightmares. We're gonna name it Big Business in Boston. Yay! And then they show the graphic and it's like, wow. Spoilers.
Also, the font from the Big is the Big Show font. So if you look on the poster where they write big, somebody put it like shot for shot, like with Big Show's like logo. I forget the tweet. I should have saved it. I tried to save stuff.
He opens the show. I hope he opens the show and he's just like, "Hi, have a good time, Boston." And then she doesn't come out until like a minute and a half left of the show.
After he's done hobbling down to the fucking ring.
Well, yeah, that's how long it's going to take him. The whole 2 hours.
Or knees.
Do you think it's going to sound like CM Punk in Chicago? I think it will.
What? No. Big Show walking? No. Oh, Sasha Banks.
Not Big Show. No. Mercedes Mone coming back in Boston.
Yeah, it sounds like click, click, and it's the sound of everybody's remotes changing to the channel away from the Big Show.
I mean, did you see him on the Jericho Cruise? Dude looks rough.
Oh my God, he looks haggard. He also looks like Hagrid.
Hey.
It's just the fact that his knees are bad. Like he's lost a lot of weight.
Hey, Paul, you can retire. It's okay, bud. We appreciate you. we would rather have you around. You can retire.
Same goes for Jericho.
Yeah.
His match against Takeshita.
You went from Pudge Boy to like lost all the weight to you little Pudge Boy again.
Now he looks infected. He looks swollen.
Well, I want to support him, but then he goes in a match against somebody as good as Konosuke Takeshita, and it's just the level of talent right now is so unmatched. Where it's like, okay, he's gonna try and make Jericho look good. Hopefully, it's easier to do than trying to make a Hardy look good, but it's still a fucking struggle because the man's 50.
I love that they had to bring back the rankings just so that way they can justify the Hardys being a good tag team. Just that way they can win squash matches and go up the rankings. Listen, I'm a Hardys fan. I love the era V1. Where do you think the V1 comes from? Like, I love the Hardys, but
LimeWire.
Yeah, right. But no, I love the Hardys, but the Hardys in AEW just aren't they're not what I thought they would be. I'm going to put it down. I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be around for a year and then they'd be gone, and I thought that was going to be a good year, and instead it was Jeff Hardying it. So
honestly, I thought the same. I thought it was going to be like a run, and they have a good run, maybe like a year or something. Relive the memories, and then you know what? You go out and you had a good time. We're active members of the roster, and we're older than shit.
AEW right now, they have Edge, Christian, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy. Why are they not in matches together? Why are they not? Why is AEW not running a fucking TLC pay-per-view? You have people like your new AEW tag team champs. I don't care if he's old as shit. I'm all about it. Sting and Darby Allin. I would love to see like Sting, Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Edge, and Christian.
Nope. Because we'll see a Hardy brother die. We'll see a Hardy brother die in the ring.
I think someone's gonna pass away in the ring.
Yeah, we would 100% see
a literal death match. That's what makes it fun.
Jeff would do a swanton, break his neck.
A literal death match, Mike. It's a great idea.
You're going to be retired forever.
Permanently.
And the only reason they gave Sting the belt is so that when Revolution comes around and they face the Young Bucks, they can drop them.
Yeah, that's a weird play. Way to book yourself to be your own tag team champs. Sure, I guess.
Well, Sting was already talking about how he wanted them to be his final match anyways. He just wanted it to be, I guess, more impactful, which you're already Sting. You're fine. But
yeah. I think Sting's last match should have been against Darby Allin, but I understand if you wanted it to be a tag team match, I guess.
Hey, you knock it off with your fucking logic, okay?
I know. Oh my God, I know. How dare I?
Who do you think you are?
He's only been training Darby this whole time. That would have made perfect sense. We can't fucking have that here, okay?
Well, Darby probably has to wrestle safe because he's been talking about how he's going to go climb Mount Everest for the past fucking year and a half or whatever.
The fuck? Dude weighs like 80 pounds.
He's going to climb Mount Everest.
Strong
It's going to be the last time we ever see Darby Allin.
Well, that's just it. Strong Breeze will take him right up the mountain.
Oh, it makes it's quicker. A little cheat code.
You can make a little kite. Pop yourself up there. Mary Poppins yourself all the way up to the top.
There you go.
How would he say I'm Mary Poppins, y'all? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh my God. Is the Darby Allin in our video chat right now?
Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Darby Allin. I'm Mary Poppins, bitch.
Oh my God, Darby.
Remember when AEW said they weren't going to be WCW? Remember that? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers. Because fuck, man. Like
it's feeling like it. Yeah, I get it.
Like I love these guys. Edge, Christian, the Hardys. I love them to death, but fuck's sake, man. Like, really? Can you do something else?
Yeah.
They still put on better matches than WCW ever did.
That is true. The match quality is a significant increase. I will say that much.
Yeah. I think AEW is much more watchable than WCW ever was.
I'm excited to see what happens because, correct me if I'm wrong, but they are going into their Mania season, correct?
Yes, I think so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
their next
It
big
happens around
pay-per-view
the
is
same time.
Revolution. It's like in March, I think.
Yeah, so it's
And that's not like their big one.
No, yeah, their
I
big
think
one
their
is
big one is what All In, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pivotal time this year, and besides WrestleMania season is coming up, anyways, it's always a big important time for wrestling.
Yeah.
Regardless, so hopefully AEW they can put on something good. Maybe Sting and the Bucks will actually be a halfway decent match. And my very, 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 very low expectations will be exceeded, because at this point people need to start giving Sting the same fucking treatment as Ric Flair. It's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I thought Seth Rollins killed you back in 2015.
We'll never forget.
Again, this is his retirement match. This is his final hoorah.
This is his last one.
I mean,
yeah. I think we should take it.
We're
take
seeing
what we
him
get.
go.
Yeah, let him go out on his own terms, and he'll kind of disappear, but still kind of be around like the Undertaker, I think. But another thing that I want to highlight that got announced from WWE, coming in spring of 2024, so right around the corner, there's going to be a new show on Twitter. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I think it's going to lead to some very interesting matches and clips. It's called WWE Speed, and it is designed to be 5 minutes or less.
Don't you mean X? It's not Twitter anymore, you dork.
No, it's Twitter. I still call it Twitter.
Oh, sorry, my bad. That's on me.
I saw them kind of using it. I saw a clip of them recording an episode of Speed like a couple months ago, and it just kind of looked like old main event stuff, which is why I don't really think it's really going to go anywhere. But I think that having it on Twitter, like just right up there on Twitter, is going to be great, because there's going to be a lot of people just clipping stuff right off of it. So I think, if any, I don't think they should limit it to only 5 minutes, but I also don't think that they need a new show, because they have NXT, which they're trying to make a viable third brand. So I don't know why you'd introduce a fourth, but maybe it's not going to be seen as a fourth brand. Maybe it's going to be seen as like its own kind of separate thing, but they're announcing it as a new show. But I'm interested, I guess. I don't know. Indifferent.
Maybe this is sort of verging down the path where people are realizing, like, okay, all of these short form content media machines are kind of fucking everybody's attention span into the sewer, and let's do something short, quick, and snappy for people who are just scrolling through to be like, oh wow, a wrestling match I've never seen before. Let me quick watch it real quick. And then one thing leads to another, and what do you know? They're watching a brand new. That's how WWE gains fans, and people can see it on TikTok. I'm sure they're gonna probably put it on YouTube Shorts and Instagram, and it's these like exclusive things instead of just clipped content where people are going to go out of their way to try and watch, or maybe new people will see it, become WWE fans. And realistically, it's kind of smart, because I'm actually kind of opposite you in a way where I appreciate the shorter content, to where, oh shit, it's like, it's Dijak versus R-Truth for some reason on this show, and it's only 3 minutes long. Let me just sit down and watch it real quick, because it's something I've never seen before. Who knows? But regardless, I'm open to this idea of them trying to become more of a realistic sports company, because this is something I see like an NFL doing, or like a UFC, like exclusive, hey, we got more content as well, but it's short, it's quick, all you gotta do is take 2 minutes every day and watch it, and then you can watch our other stuff. Okay, thanks, bye.
I think you're right. Not only does it get new people in, but I guess it also just shows how like hot everything is right now. And like, especially like with the press conference stuff, like I didn't really talk about it too much, but like they seem to do a lot of like blurring the lines during it. And with WWE getting more people on TikTok and, now seemingly partnering with Twitter, it's like, I wonder how much of this is going to kind of become like I guess, like a new kind of kayfabe where like people know that wrestling is fake, but now you don't know what is fake or not in wrestling, if that makes sense. Like you'll be able to watch a show and be like, oh, okay, you know, I know that they're obviously not, you know, dropping each other on each other's head. That would be ridiculous. But then like during like the promo bits, you know, there might be like some more like personal jabs and stuff, and or like the stuff that like I like to think that the stuff that CM Punk did in AEW was a work. So like that kind of like, I wonder how much of that kind of stuff is going to become what's kind of put out by WWE on its social media. So I guess maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you and I have been talking so much, and there's a couple other people that haven't really shared their thoughts. Kevin,
True.
Mike, what are you guys thinking?
These shorts, I guess they're okay. That means there's definitely going to be people that are just hired to come in, lose, and call it a day.
Yeah, your jobbers.
Which I guess is fine. Every company needs them, you know. Still kind of sad. But it keeps it interesting, I guess. They know how everybody's attention span is now. I like where wrestling is at. I really do. I think there's a lot of stuff that can be improved, a lot of stuff that can be just out there. I wish that we got, you know, the other big companies on TV on a regular basis. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know where to watch Impact anymore.
I don't know either.
Very, very true.
You know, they fired Scott D'Amore, and all of a sudden it's just I'm like, okay, wait, wasn't he the one that kind of made everything great?
Yeah, he was the one that like was screaming about TNA coming back. It's weird.
And then they were like, you know what, Scott? Go fuck yourself. You're done.
Thank you for your work. Goodbye.
I just feel like it was about damn time that WWE became aware of the thing that's been the most popular in the last 3 years, short form content. Literally, it works for TikTokers. It works for YouTube Shorts now. Like, I can attest to it personally. I'm not surprised. If anything, I'm surprised it took them this long to get to that point. But I don't think it's a bad thing either.
Well, of course it took him this long. Vince was sitting in the chair going, what the fuck is a TikTok?
Short. Who's TikTok and how do I put a dildo in her?
Ew. The only short thing I know is Hornswoggle. The people love Hornswoggle.
It's my favorite
pointies.
I'm just curious how they're going to edit this. Is it going, because I assume that with it being 5 minutes and on Twitter, or we all assume that they're making it for short form content. So are they going to edit it to a vertical aspect ratio? Or do you think they're going to keep it? Because I don't think WWE would do like the boomer thing of like keeping it rotated. I think they would at least rotate it for you. But I also know that they like having their like lower thirds and advertisements and stuff pop up. So like I don't know how that's going to be edited. Maybe I guess it would probably be vertical, at least for the clips, but I don't know.
I feel like doing it horizontally is really the smart thing to do. I've personally have never seen a wrestling match in, you know, horizontal short form content, so I'm excited to see which editor, you know, which unpaid intern they put in charge of that, just to figure it out. But regardless, I think it's a good step in the right direction, and hopefully it will bring some positive things forward for the WWE in the future. Who knows?
I'm curious to see where it goes.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it's ever going to lead to like a main event. You know, like, do you think these matches are ever going to go anywhere, or do you think it's going to be, because like main event when they were doing that show, that was always like kind of self-contained, you know, it was always just your mid-carders running around doing their mid-carder thing. But like, I wonder, because that would be, I would assume that's the only way that the general population of WWE viewers would care. Because like, I'm going to watch it because I have a podcast on it and I want to know what it's about. But like, I feel like to most people, they're going to, if they see it, great. If they don't see it, I don't think they're going to go out of their way. I don't think there's going to be people being like, oh, every Wednesday at noon, or, you know, whatever they decide to drop it. I don't think there's going to be people viewing it that way. I think it's going to come across Twitter timelines and stuff. So I don't know if it's going to actually like go anywhere.
I see it being just another form of somewhat, it's another form of advertisement. It's just another way people can find the content, but we're not going to put that much work into it. Unless, if you want to, send me an email, say, like, hey, I applied for a writer job. I'll do it for this. And then there you go.
Yo, Paul, hire me. Give me Speed. I'll do it.
You know, the one thing I will say that would have worked perfectly for this type of programming, and they got rid of it recently, is the fucking 24/7 championship. Oh. That would be perfect for this. But they said, nah.
It's funny because it's a green show, too. The branding for it is all green.
Oh, no. It would have been even
It would have been
perfect.
Yeah, it would have been great. But I'm excited for it. I mean, I'll watch it, but you know, I always like more wrestling being out there. I just don't think it's really going to go anywhere. So, like, cool, great, but also like, you got to make me care about it, kind of. You know, like you got to sell me on it still.
Which at this point, I don't know if they're going to.
Probably not.
Oh, God, I don't even. No, I'm knowing WWE, I feel very confident in my terms of this is just another form of how else can we get our name out there this way? All right, yeah, sure, we'll give it a try.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I just hope that they're not going to like hire people just to be on this show. Like, if they're going to put people on Speed, if they're going to do these matches on Speed, I want it to not be mid-carders. Because otherwise, it is just your main event coming around again. And you're like, all right, great. I'm not going to watch it. You know, like, main event was like the piss breaks as you're showing up to the arena, you know? Like, nobody actually watched that. So, you know, I just hope that they actually put people on it, kind of like what they did with NXT when they went back to the black and gold, where they like brought in like Becky Lynch and Baron Corbin and stuff like that. So and I feel like that's worked out pretty well. So I feel like if they were to do something like that on Speed, it would work. Or maybe even if they have like, I don't know if it comes out like on a Wednesday, but like, you know, maybe they could find a way to like record something during Raw that's exclusively on that Speed or something like that. I don't know, but I'm excited to see kind of how they figure it out and how they get it into their regular, you know, the regular programming and stuff.
I will say I want to give us a lot of props for being able to talk about 20-30 minutes about a short form program that isn't even released yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Fuck's sake, dude.
We have talked about it and put more work into it than they probably will themselves.
Yeah, probably.
You know, the one thing that needs to be shown on it, the new thing that needs to be shown on it, something that they haven't shown on TV in a long time, some flippy shit.
Yeah. Yes. It's some
bring me back going. Ricochet. Bring back all those guys that you don't fucking use that can flip around and do all their cool stuff. Put them on there. You want to get people interested? Have Ricochet do a springboard, 450 splash. People get interested.
Ooh.
I think they should hire Mike.
Instantly just thinking about it.
Right? Mike needs that job. Just hire the podcast. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
We'll do it. You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Fuck that DoorDash ad. That DoorDash ad made me want to rip my eyeballs out because, God.
Oh my God, yeah.
I guess I didn't see it. I didn't see a lot of commercials.
Long promo
what did I miss?
No, so
did you get it? Did you enter it?
Quick recap.
I did.
Quick recap. The DoorDash ad was they give you a code. You enter this code. You won what every commercial was offering. Okay. So it ended up being 4 cars, mayonnaise, Skechers, wings, $50,000 for a home down payment, $20,000 for a dream vacation, a fucking helmet, stuff like that. And the code was a page and a half long.
Yeah. Yep.
If you
wrote the car, can I get one?
Oh,
I need a new one.
Fuck.
And it took me and Danny. I'm glad Danny sent his thing because I was missing a question mark. It took us, an hour and a half to fucking figure that thing out?
As soon as it aired, I started working on it, and I did not finish it until overtime was already over.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was ready. I was ready to put it in, and then I saw it just start scrolling across the screen, and I was like, fuck that. No, sir.
Oh, dude. and then the screen goes black, and it gives you like another
Even more.
3 paragraphs of words to enter.
Yeah, and then at
That's
the
what
end,
you
it's
want.
all
The
like
bulk of it
speed
was.
ramps. It's fast at the end.
So only one person wins all of it.
Oh, one person wins all
So-
of it. That's not different prizes.
It was a raffle.
No, one person wins like 4 cars, 60 pounds of mayonnaise, 7 Skechers, 1,000 wings, a helmet, the $50,000, the $20,000, and a bunch of other shit.
What
And a
the
partridge
fuck?
in a pear tree.
Yeah. That's one person that entered that code correctly.
That is crazy. Well, Jacko, I hope
With
you win. You too,
Oh
Mike.
yeah, because at first I thought it would just like whoever put it in first won it. It was like a race for speed, but it turns out it was just a raffle. So it's a chance. There's
Yeah.
a chance.
Well, if either one of you win
besides
the
the
car,
point.
I'd like one. If you get
Which,
4, you can spare one.
Which commercial was everybody's favorite last night? Slim pickings, but I have mine.
I didn't see
Was it
that
fair
many.
enough?
I feel like there was one good one. I actually can't remember. Hold on.
My favorite commercial last night was when I realized that I was 10 shots deep during the Paramount Plus commercial, and fucking Creed started playing, and I actually went back and just, "Can you take me higher?" And that's when I realized I was 10 shots deep. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, this is the commercial of the year. This is the one.
That's it. I mean, they released it beforehand. I kind of figured that was going to be a lot of people's favorites, but not I, said the Fly. My favorite was the commercial where it was just 2 minutes of people making fun of
So
Christopher
weird. Such a weird commercial.
literally.
There were a lot of weird
I could
ones.
not fucking tell you that thing was going to be about a car, because honest to God, it was just 2 minutes straight of people making fun of the way that Christopher Walken talks.
How much did they have to
I
pay
saw
him
it
for
and I was
that?
like, why is this lady doing the Christopher Walken impersonation? And then it just kept fucking going. It didn't stop.
Going.
Hi, hey, we're doing a commercial here.
We're doing
I was just like,
a
what?
commercial.
Still?
What do you think you're doing?
I guess that one because I saw that one and the Pringles ad. I don't fucking know. Oh, you know what?
Oh,
The
with Chris
Deadpool 3
Pratt?
trailer.
Oh, the
Oh,
Deadpool
there
3
you
trailer
go.
was good. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh, very hot. No, sorry. Don't you mean Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Everybody gets a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
This is the first time since like 2014, whenever Endgame came out. This is probably the last time I'm excited for a Marvel movie.
Your poor old brain. Jesus Christ. Can we get a fucking Google search on what year Endgame came out? 2014?
Came out like 2019.
Did it?
My God. Avengers Endgame.
2019. Yeah, it
That's
came out 2019.
homie. That's pre-COVID.
years ago when Endgame came out.
Before the virus. Before we got large insane.
Oops.
God, 2014 is like Thor 2 time period, not Endgame. Oh my God.
Was that Infinity War?
No! Infinity War was like 2018. 2014 or whatever.
One of these days, just when we really start stretching for content, one of these days we'll just have Kev try to figure out the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline.
No, that's just
about
it. Like, he
football or
knows
wrestling,
everything
but
in
it's
order
fine.
and everything. He just doesn't know dates.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that movie came out in what, 2004? And we're like, no, it came out 3 years ago. What? Are you
Oh, I
talking
love Iron Man 1 in 2003. It was my favorite. It was after Robert Downey Jr. did blackface.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, he was a dude dressed as a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's it. I just wanted to talk about the commercials. That's all I got.
That's
fair.
And we saw Travis Kelce CT finally hit him.
Yeah, we saw the CTE hit him hard when he yelled at Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Cold cock its coach.
I love all the fucking memes that have come out of that. I've seen so many good TikTok slideshows.
My God.
Taylor's here, bro. You can't take me out of the game, man. You're gonna make me look like a fucking idiot, man.
My allegiance to the Republic, to democracy.
So did we ever find out what he was actually yelling at him about, or no?
Okay, so Andy Reid said that Travis Kelce was yelling at him to basically like put him in the game because he'll catch the ball and he'll score it. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm right there with you. I feel like Travis Kelce CTE hit him a little too hard. Maybe a little bit too much juice in the back.
I think what it was is that the play beforehand, he got taken out of the game, and then the backup tight end came in for a blocking play, and I think caused like a penalty. It was a fumble. It was something negative that happened that was clearly the cause of, Travis being out of the game and his backup being in instead. And clearly, in the Super Bowl, tensions are going to be running a skosh high, so I can kind of see where he's coming from with that one. Granted, I didn't think you were going to need to, punch an old man right in the mouth, but What do I know? I'm not an NFL player.
I feel like that's not an excuse, I don't know, man. I feel like you just shouldn't be able to get away with that.
Did you guys see the press conference after where Andy Reid sounded like the 1950s broken housewife who was like, no, he just caught me off guard. He didn't mean it. He's the love of my life. It's all right.
It's how we flirt.
Heated.
It's how we flirt. He's a really nice guy.
Sometimes
he really
just
cares
lets his
about
emotions
us on
get
the
the best of
inside.
him.
It's hard for him to say it sometimes, but he cares about us.
He just speaks with his actions.
He doesn't know how to use his voice sometimes. That's all.
I realized Andy Reid sounded like the fucking alien from American Dad.
Oh, me? I'm just Roger.
Just kind of sounds like Leslie Jordan. What y'all doing? Screwing.
I feel like the Eagles, firing Andy Reid was the biggest fucking coaching mistake.
I don't know. They did hire Matt Patricia.
So.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the biggest.
You want to talk about worst hiring mistakes?
But Andy Reid could have kept him in check. He would have sat him down with his walrus mustache and would have been like, "Now listen, you got to make good plays, all right? Otherwise, Philadelphia's going to eat you up. They're going to eat you up like a good hamburger.
They're going to eat you up like those nuggies that you're not finishing. Can I have those?" Kevin loves it when Andy Reid says nuggies.
It makes me feel so uncomfortable. It makes me
like
feel
nuggies?
uncomfortable when he said it. I don't like the way he says it. He's like,
whatever commercial.
Give me those.
Because it's a State Farm commercial, because he makes it sound creepy. He's like,
he does.
You're going to finish those nuggies?
You're going to get those nuggies.
Whoa, Andy, I'm full. You can have them.
I feel unsafe in the environment we have created today.
Good Lord. You popped yourself pretty good with that one, huh?
Mike, anything you want to talk about?
No. I am okay. I think we've covered more than enough for this time.
Oh, yeah. And we've gone well over the hour that we said we were going to, which I feel like is going to be a theme moving forward. But
I feel like there's a lot to get out. We got Wrestlemania coming up. We have the Super Bowl that just happened. I mean, this was going to be one to talk about.
Yeah, and you know what? Going forward, hey guys, if you guys got any football content, let me know, because I got no fucking clue what to talk about now besides just wrestling.
I'll handle that. Don't you worry.
You're gonna go watch the UFL or USFL or whatever?
No, absolutely not. I got anything else besides that. I got you covered, bud.
All right. Well.
Hey, Kevin, wait. What's behind you? Ah, there we go. Someone count it.
1, 2, 3. That's it. Ring the bell.
The pin.
We had 2 counts going at the same time. That's 2 pins.
Just means I win.
One of these days we have to go through and count out who has the pins. I'm not doing it. Not me.
A year in review.